And
There we go.
And hello, everybody. This is Dawn Black with Century 21 First Class Homes. I am here with my loan officer dude and professional, Andre Lenartowski from Acclaim Mortgage. And what our plans are today is we want to do a market update. I want to talk about a little bit about the real estate market, what kind of different things have been going on from the week of October 25th to November 1st. I'm going to be pulling up some charts. We're going to review it. We're going to go over those stats. And then we're going to turn it over to Andre and get an idea of what is exactly going on with these rates in the mortgage industry and any new products that might be out there. So why don't I start out with this? Here we go. I'm going to hope this works out. So please let me know if you are on the other end of this and it's not working out. Let me know. But if you could, before I switch over to my graphs, just let me know that you're seeing me. Give me a thumbs up or give me some sort of an idea that you know that I'm out there. So I am going to right now share my screen. And here we go. So bear with me. We're going to switch over to my market snapshot. I'm just on the wrong screen, but let me start from the beginning. And yes, this graph is a live graph. I'm hoping that you're seeing it, but it gives us a weekly idea of what's going on with the residential properties out there. And it's all residential types. So it's everything. The only thing that is not included in this database is anything that is in the private networks. So right now, what I want to do is I pulled up the residential closed listings, and we're going to see what is the difference, what's been going on from 2020 to 2021. And as you can see, when I'm looking at our close, in 2020, we had 4,279 residential properties sell. When we're looking at 2021, there have been only 3,400, and this is for this week of October 21st to November 1st. So what is that? There's a difference of 879 units, showing a 20% drop. Now, I know that we're looking at a decrease in closed properties, but what I found what was interesting, and I'm going to jump to the next graph out there, even though I'm zipping through real quick. But even though we're looking at a decrease in the units that have been closing, I just want to bring it up to everybody's attention that the median sold price from that week, versus 2020 to 2021. In 2020, the median sales price was $260,000, and in 2021, it went up to $272,250, which is a 5% increase, which is good to see, because even though we're in like the beginning of November right now, we're seeing that, there's still, the prices haven't dropped. The prices still have increased. It's not like it was back in like March, April, and May, where it was a crazy market and you saw big increases. It seems like now we're seeing more of that traditional increase that we normally would see. So, but nonetheless, we're seeing an increase. The next graph that I want to pop out to is, I'm going to go backwards now, and I'm going to go to page 3, where we're going to see what the listings going under contract listings. And in that week, what we've seen in 2020, there were 3,113 units that went under contract, versus 2021, where there have been 3,583 units of single-family residential units sold. And that's a difference of 470 units, which means that there's been an increase of 13%. That's what we've seen between 20 and 2021. The next graph, which is the last graph that I want to look at, is let's see what's new on the market. And in that last week, of October to November 1st. Back in 2020, we saw 909 residential homes come up on the market, all different types, except for, like I said, the private listing network, versus in 2021, we've seen 5,033 new listings come up on the market, and that is an increase of 2.5%. I'm going to stop. I just wanted to go through these. I just want to stop, and I'm going to come back to us back up on the screen here. I just wanted to let you know. So what I've been seeing, and Andre, tell me what you've been seeing as far as your mortgages. Have you been seeing a lot of refis or versus purchases? What have you been seeing?
It's a mix. Some months you'll have more one of the other, but typically I'll see like a 70-30 mix, 70% purchase with a 30% refinance. And, the refinance can be for different reasons, just lowering the rate or getting cash out, so forth. But, just like your market, our market ebbs and flows as well, and, seasonally adjusted, so forth. So that last graph that you had, it showed an increase from 2020 to 20 of how many new listings you have on there.
Yeah.
And that's good, because what have we encountered? We encountered a lack of inventory, correct?
Correct. Yes.
You guys raised the prices, relatively higher than normal, I would think, but good for the sellers, right? So, but it's just that it's a market that ebbs and flows, and you and I have been doing this long enough where we can, we've been through these. So
yes, we have.
But as well as I do that the projections are for next year that it's going to increase and continue to increase. But I know that's more your forte. My forte is the financing. So ask me any questions that you might have regarding.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to go over this because I want people to know that even though we're in this November and everybody says that the real estate market is secular and you see it slow down. I've been busy. I've been keeping busy with getting homes up on the market and marketing homes. So to me, I think, yes, there will be a time where it will probably slow down, because it's normal come November when we hit Thanksgiving, we're going to start to see a little bit. Everybody's thinking holiday time. So you're going to see a little bit more of a slowdown. But right now, I'm seeing buyers wanting to get into their homes before the holidays, and I even have sellers getting their homes on the market in November. So to me, it doesn't seem like I'm busy, and it doesn't seem like that has slowed down for me. So, which is a good thing. I'm not going to say that it's a negative thing. But enough about what I'm talking about real estate. What we need to know is what's going on with those mortgages, because there are buyers still wanting to get out. And Andre, I think what we need to find out is what's been going on with the mortgage industry and with interest rates right now.
Sure. Very important. Rates have been low for a very, very long time. Oh. And, now we're starting to see prices go up everywhere on everything. And that's happening with rates now as well. Rates are creeping into the low threes, which is on average. And that may sound like a lot to some people, but a few months ago, the mid-average rate was maybe 2 5/8, so or 2 3/4. Wow. So you're not seeing that much of an increase. But the overall picture over time, we're talking rates still in the low threes. My gosh, that's
you can't beat that. You really can't.
Exactly. So the outlook for rates by the pros, what they think is going to happen is that we're going to see somewhat of an increase. It's not going to jump up. I've heard crazy things like it's going to jump overnight to 5%. That's highly unlikely, but you may see a gradual increase. And with that, we do have a program to kind of offset that a little bit. I'm going to jump ahead of you on that.
So, okay, I'll let you. Go ahead.
We're talking about potential rate increases. as you go out and start looking at homes, and some homes, sometimes it takes a little bit longer because there's multiple offers, a lack of inventory, so forth. So normally you're subject to whatever rates are going to happen within that time period and what you're going to end up with. So we have a program, it's called a lock and shop. And it's just that you don't have to have a property, but you can lock the rate and secure yourself for that rate during that shopping time for the home. And you could do that from anywhere from 90 to 100 days to 120 days. So in this kind of market where it's going to start to slightly go up somewhat, this is a good program to think about.
Is there any cost involved with that, or?
You know, on a typical loan, typical lock periods are 30, 45 days, and 60. The longer the lock period, it's always cost more. So the lender's going to protect themselves a little bit with that extended lock program. It's not that expensive. They're aggressive anyway. And when I speak of they, it's my lender that I predominantly use.
Oh, okay.
Because I do have multiple lenders I work with.
Well, it's good to know that there is this product out there. I remember you talking about another product out there. Is it no income, no assets?
Yeah, these products are starting to come back. Some of these products, you know, they were used and abused way back when, but they're a little bit more cautious now. It's a no income, no asset verification loan. It's only for self-employed people. You can't have wage earners going on this program because typically self-employed people, you know, they write down their income as much as they can. So they have issues when it comes to buying a home. With this, they don't have to declare any income, and they can declare how much assets they have to provide for the transaction. Now, along with that is risk. So they're going to take a part of that risk upon themselves by getting a little higher rate than normal.
Where is the rate on that?
It's in the high threes.
Oh, but that's really not that bad.
That's really not that bad.
Right.
There are different requirements, down payment minimums of 20% or more, and then their credit scores have to be at least 690 and above. And then there's different caveats to that loan where they can maybe do interest only, and so forth. Some of those products will allow you to do gift money, where typically they did not allow gift money. So pretty aggressive. You have it for the last pretty 30 years fixed. That was all that was available. So
okay. Well, it sounds like, is there anything else that you want to add? I mean, anything else that's going on, anything that you can see in the foreseeable future that we may want to know about?
You know, just the fact that the lenders are starting to open up more products and getting a little bit more aggressive. Adjustable rate mortgages are starting to come back. You know, they're starting to get a little bit more competitive where you could do a 7-year fixed or a 5-year fixed. It's amortized over 30 years, but it's locked for that period of time. And where you may get an 1/8 or 1/4% lower on a rate. And your typical first-time home buyer, you know, statistically is in their property in 5 to 7 years. So those are different options that they can have. And when I sit down with my clients, I go over all those options, whether it's 30-year fixed, 20, 15, adjustables, whatever works for them. So
that's great to know. So yeah, and I definitely, just as a side note, I've used Andre for family, friends, neighbors, you name it. And he's very detail orientated. You are very upfront. You're very you explain things very well so that people understand them. So what I would say is that if you're looking to either refi or if you're looking to just get yourself pre-qualified for a mortgage, you should really be sitting down with Andre to talk to him about what, you know, what's the next step for me to get the ball rolling. I find him to be very informational. As you can see, as today, he's information. You know, he's got some really nice, neat details to the table. So definitely, I trust him enough to have my family and friends use them. So I would be comfortable with anybody using them. If you are also thinking about, after you talk to Andre, and if you're thinking about, like, you know what, I may want to look for that new home, I'm here to help you out. I'm here to talk to you about what your wants, your needs are, but not only that, to talk to you regarding what is the start and the end of the buying process. So after you talk to Andre, then you should give me a call. We could sit down and set up a buyer consultation to talk more about that. Andre, if people want to get a hold of you, where can they do that?
They can reach me direct on my cell phone, which is area code 630-400-3413. And if I don't answer, that means I am talking with another client. And once I'm finished, I'll respond to your call as soon as possible. Or you can always email me at andre@acclaim.loans. Text me anytime, and I'll get right back to you.
That's great. Well, thank you, Andre. And anybody else who is wanting to get a hold of me, my name is Dawn Black with Century 21 First Class Homes. I want to thank everybody for, if you've seen this out on either Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, this is on Twitter. I've spread it out all over. If you see this and you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. If for some reason, got an itchy nose, if for some reason because I'm seeing some comments, not a lot, but if there is any comments or questions that come up after this feed, definitely we'll get the answers to your questions and I'll make sure that we get in touch with you. So I'm going to close out by saying thank you, everybody. I'm trying to be as resourceful as I can. I'm your resource for real estate. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My number is 847-630-2121. Thanks again for joining us. And if anything comes up, just give us a call. We're a phone call away. Thanks again. Make it a great day, everybody. And thank you for joining us.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for having me, Dawn. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thanks for coming. And I'm going to end this broadcast now.
See you later.